2020 has been a disaster of a year, starting off with wildfires in Australia, closely followed by almost starting World War III, the Pentagon releasing UFO videos, and a worldwide pandemic being bookended by murder hornets and massive protests across the world. There's only one way to logically follow these massive events: the 2020 zombie apocalypse. In this guide, I will teach you basic zombie info, how to fight the zombie menace, how to deal with other survivors, where to hold up, and what not to do. If you enjoy this guide, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if I forgot anything. Part 1. Basic zombie info. Most people already have a basic understanding of undead behavior, but for those who didn't grow up watching zombie movies, I put together a simple list. First and foremost, zombies are not, have not, and never will be your friend. It doesn't matter if it's Oprah or Tom Hanks. If they're infected, they will try to eat your face. It might be cute to teach a zombie to use a phone or shoot a gun, but that doesn't make it friendly. Shit! Rest assured that it is indeed an it. Once reanimation occurs, they stop being your wife, son, preacher, and start becoming a highly sophisticated virus whose sole purpose is to kill and infect more people. Don't show that virus any mercy, because it doesn't know the meaning of the word. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know which type of zombie we'll encounter in the future, so I've narrowed it down to the most likely suspects. The basic type of zombie is a virus-based undead. This type will kill you with one bite. If you are bit, you will die, even if the bite is on your baby toe. When you contract the virus, you will have a couple of hours to a couple of days before it takes over your nervous system and kills you. The common signs are paleness, sweating, and death. If you are bitten, man up and tell the group and go out in style. Going up against a swarm with a couple of pistols and some explosives is much better than turning into a zombie during the night and killing your fellow survivors. The second type of undead is the spore-based zombie. Everyone is infected. Everyone will rise when they die. But a zombie bite, unless fatal, will not turn you. This is a double-edged sword. You can survive a zombie chomp and show off your sweet bite scars, but if Billy gets hit by a car or Grandpa has a heart attack, they will come back and cause some trouble. The last type of zombie is the voodoo undead. But since they're all controlled by a witch doctor, just take him out and you should be fine. So before you kill your friend after he gets bit, make sure that that's the type of zombie you are up against. Part 2. Fighting the zombie menace. The easiest and most effective way to kill a zombie, or anything for that matter, is a bullet to the brain or blunt force enough to crack the skull. That'll do the trick. And make sure you didn't just knock the zombie out, finish the job. Don't stop till you get to the squishy bits. Chopping off the head will drastically reduce the zombie's ability to spread the virus, but a head can still bite, even if it can't move. So make sure it isn't going to hurt anything else. The brain is the best way, but it isn't the only way. Fire isn't ideal because a shambling torch can do a whole lot more damage than it's worth. But if you want to destroy a building full of infected undead without firing a shot, fire is the way to go. Weapons are the main ingredient in survival. Keep them sharp, clean, and fully loaded. That is very important. A dull axe can get lodged into a skull and become useless. An empty gun isn't worth anything because bullets are what make it dangerous. Being able to improvise weaponry will also be very helpful. It takes a bit of imagination to see a lawnmower as a weapon, and maybe even some mechanical skills, but with a little brainstorming and a bit of elbow grease, you can make it a zombie's nightmare. Even a shovel with a sharpened edge can do wonders. Fighting isn't always the answer. Most of the time, slipping through the shadows is the best plan of action. Zombies aren't fast or smart, so you should choose the time and place where you fight the undead. If you must exterminate a few walking corpses to get where you're going, do it as quietly as possible. If you have to make noise like a gunshot or a battle cry, get out of the area as soon as possible. Fighting zombies head-on with guns blazing is stupid and dangerous. With a powered radio or TV, you can bring zombies from all over, and with a few well-placed explosives, you can take out 25 to 50 zombies. Plus, it looks really cool. A simple propane tank plus a road flare and one well-placed shot is a great improvised explosive. I'm sure the pyromaniac in you will give you plenty of ideas. Hunting and trapping zombies is reserved for when you have a stronghold, plenty of supplies, and a burning desire to get back at the zombie menace for killing your family, or ruining your car, or canceling your favorite TV show. Whatever the reason, there will be about 6.5 billion zombies out there. Taking out 50 or 100 at a time will put a dent in the numbers eventually. Part 3. Dealing with survivors. Dealing with zombies can be dangerous, but not dealing with survivors properly may just turn out to be fatal. Any dissatisfaction can be the seeds of mutiny, and if you let that seed take hold and grow, you may need to watch your back for more than zombies. Here's a list of the typical survivors. The coward. This guy won't see a horde of zombies without wetting himself. Keep this guy in the back or at the safe house for support. Have him watching security feeds or waiting to open the gates. If you put him in the front, he will resent you, or worse, mess up big time, risk lives, and ruin the operation. The loose cannon. This guy loves to kill zombies, and getting style points is his lifeblood. Killing undead with chopsticks or a homemade spike glove is what keeps him happy. Put him in the front so everyone can see him at his finest hour. Dare him to be creative. The more fun he's having, the less zombies you have to deal with. If you stifle him, then he might turn his talents from zombies onto you. The bite victim. The person who hides their bite or the bite of a loved one, hoping that they will be different or somehow find a cure. They will end up turning at least a couple of survivors into the hungry undead. Watch for people who aren't with the rest of the group, who hides parts of their body, or if they get sick, pale, sweaty, make sure they don't have any bite marks. And even if they don't, put them into quarantine for a couple of days. Better safe than zombie. The tradesman. This person is someone with valuable skills that come in handy. Some examples include a doctor, mechanic, military, engineer, or even a chef. These people should be put in the middle. The more valuable the skill, the further back they should be placed. That being said, a doctor should be able to dispatch a few zombies. Part 4. Where to go. Getting a foothold in a strong, fortified shelter is the difference between living a life of mild zombie difficulty or living on the road, running from place to place, or even being eaten by your friends and neighbors. Making sure zombies can't get into your home is pretty obvious, but keeping them off your entire property with fences, moats, etc. is key. Blocking off zombies is very important, but make sure you leave yourself a way out. You may want to get out and scavenge for food or parts, or maybe your fort has been compromised and you need to make a quick exit. When looking for shelter, being prepared before the outbreak can be very useful. Stores make a great find, especially sporting goods stores. Dehydrated food, guns, ammo in abundance is a dream come true in a post-apocalyptic world. Before the outbreak happens, scout some great places to commandeer and make sure you will have a great endgame. If you don't want the undead beating at your door, make sure to keep the noise level to a minimum. Also, any lights, fires, cooking smells may bring the horde to your doorstep. Remember, guns make noise, so if a single zombie wanders onto your lot, taking it out silently is the best bet. An axe to the head may be a bit more risky than a shotgun to the face, but it won't bring all his buddies running. Part 5. What not to do. Don't try to reunite with friends and family over long distances. Just because your mom lives 2 towns over and might be alive, doesn't mean you should load up in your Geo Metro and head out to save her. If you really are that big of a mama's boy, and need to run to her when anything goes wrong, please make sure that she is alive first. And if it turns out she isn't, help her move on. Don't forget to shut the door behind you. Often, zombies come in without knocking. Were you born in a barn? Zombies might not be the brightest, but they know how to open an open door. Keep your suburban zombie fort secure by remembering to close and lock the door behind you. Don't keep zombies in the basement. I know you'll think, if I lock Billy in the basement, then he can just hang out down there till a cure comes along. Not only is this a terrible idea that will come back to bite you in the ass, collecting zombies is just like collecting other things. Once you got one tucked away, it's easy to justify a second or a third. Don't get too creative with zombie defense. Just because you can have a pit full of spikes outside your front door in case zombies come and ring the bell, doesn't mean you should. Half the time you set up a really clever booby trap, it'll spring on you or someone you know. Do not have sex with zombies. You might think this might be a no-brainer, but unfortunately, this has to be on the list. A score of desperate, zombie-loving nerds have asked this question. Well, do me a favor. Make a promise to yourself and comment, "I will not have sex with zombies." Your future self will thank you. Don't get sentimental. Zombies won't. Sure, that adorable flesh-eating monster walking around in short pants used to be your son. And sure, he still looks cute eating your neighbors with his bib on. But zombies don't have feelings, so neither should you. Don't be that asshole in your group. Team unity is very important if you want to get anything done in this world. Just ask any chump who got suckered into a synergy meeting at the office. Once we throw zombies into the mix, it'll make it this much harder. If you are the asshole that doesn't pull his weight, always has a sarcastic response, or just thinks he's better than everyone else, you will regret it. You may not be the first to go, but you will be the worst to go. If you get snagged by a zombie, no one's gonna stick their neck out for you. Also, you've got karma working against you. Don't stand in front of a window. Just watch any horror movie that's ever been made. Anyone standing in front of a window talking about something nobody really cares about will get sucked out like they were in outer space. That is the basic guide to surviving the 2020 zombie apocalypse. Did I forget anything? Make sure to leave it down in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you do enjoy the zombie content, make sure you subscribe. Stay safe out there. It's only a matter of time before the zombie menace comes knocking at our doors.